Forget 3K karate. Today we're talking 4K. Hey, what's up? I'm Ken. This is kenfuTV, and each week I release videos in the martial arts, philosophy, technique, training, that sort of thing. So if that's the kind of thing you're into, I hope you stick around. I hope that you subscribe and join the conversation that happens in the comments every week. And if these videos have value for you, I hope that you share them with somebody that you think would appreciate them. These videos can sometimes go longer than the average attention span, so I leave chapter markers in the video description so you can jump to the part that you're interested in. Though if you watch the whole thing, you really help the channel out. Today we're talking 4K. Well, or at least we're talking about fun. So, Casper Dojo, 4K. We're in the last week of our 2021 summer camps. The 4K theme this year, and hopefully in future years, because it was kind of a fun one to do, was the 4Ks: Karate, Kali Eskrima, Kickboxing, and Kobudo. So we had a week of each, 2 hours a day, every day for a week, 4 weeks in a row, all the different arts, lots and lots of fun. And on that theme, on that topic, I wanted to talk about fun and how the martial arts should be fun. And it doesn't always have to be serious. It doesn't always have to be something that is life-altering in a heavy way. It's okay for it to be life-altering in a fun way, life-enhancing. Let's face it, most of us train not because of the fact that we are constantly in danger and we are needing these skills, or that we're headed off to war or joining the military like this stuff was used for at one point. No, a lot of times we do it because we enjoy it. Because it's fun, because it's something that brings a quality of life to our everyday. Because our experiences in the dojo bring joy to our everyday life. We get to hang out with really cool people. We get to laugh and joke while we hit each other in the face. It's a weird thing. It's a fun thing. It's a great thing. So to all the teachers out there, I just want to remind you that it's okay for people to have fun, for it to be enjoyable. If the lesson is serious, if the lesson needs that gravitas, that weight to it, then okay, I get it. But not every lesson has to be that way, at least not in my school it doesn't. You've got to be able to have fun, and if you can't have fun, well, you won't come back. And if you don't come back, then you don't get to learn the lessons, and if you don't learn the lessons, then what was the point? So you should have fun. So you should spend time doing the things that you like and being around the people that you want to be around, and just getting to move your body in new ways, exciting ways, fun ways. Just, you should have fun. We had different teachers in each of the summer camps. Had a teacher who specialized in that thing or had a lot of skill in that thing, teaching. So I almost forgot to mention, in this, I wanted to include, like, it'd be awesome to include video of summer camps and some of the games and some of the different things that we were doing, but I believe very strongly in privacy, especially for children. So not going to include any footage from the summer camps. Even with permission, I just tend to not like to put videos and images of kids on the internet. I just don't think it's good. There's too many creepers out there. So, sorry, you're stuck looking at my bearded mug instead. Hope that you understand where I'm coming from. In the meantime, we'll jump right back into it. Each one of them had a teacher who specialized in that thing or had a lot of skill in that thing, teaching the kids, who also was good with kids, which is a big deal. And watching the things that they did, the games that they played, that centered around developing skills in kids while masking it in fun and excitement, was incredible to watch. It was absolutely enjoyable seeing what they did, and then watching their skill improve by leaps and bounds over the course of a week. They spent so much time because it was so fun, they forgot that they were working hard on learning these new things, and they just put in effort. Not because it was effort, but because it was fun. Adults need this too. We need to spend time allowing adults to laugh and joke and have fun. When you have been at work all day and life is serious and things are not always great, well, then sometimes it needs to be okay that you have fun. Sometimes it needs to be okay to leave that seriousness and the heaviness of life outside the dojo and just enjoy being around people that you can connect with in a different way, who are not there to rip you down or tear you a new one or whatever, right? Some of my favorite times happen in the dojo with those people who are there. I look forward to it every night. I'm at the dojo just about every single day, and that's one of the things that I look forward to the most, is who's going to be there? Who do I get to spend time with today? Who do I get to catch up with because they haven't been around in a while? What do we get to do? What jokes and things are we going to do while we train? It's okay. It's okay to have fun. And you know what I find? I find that people tend to keep working more, longer, Maybe not quite to the full capacity that they would if they were being serious. Sometimes serious breeds that extra ounce of effort, but fun breeds the extra half hour of work. Well, an extra half hour of work can sometimes beat an extra ounce of effort. So incorporate it, encourage it, find ways to be a part of it, find ways to be the thing that spurs it on. Find ways to take boring drills and make them interesting. Find ways to challenge each other, find ways to compete with each other, and find ways to disguise the things that you're doing. I watched 2 students tonight. It was a footwork drill, and one of them just wasn't picking it up, and the other one was getting it figured out. And she looked at the other girl, and she said, she turned it kind of into a dance movement with the little catchy little song that they were doing while they did it. And they repped it for like an hour straight, both of them improving each and every time. And they had fun doing it. They're going to have this song stuck in their head for the rest of the night. And it was incredible to watch. It was really enjoyable. So as hopefully a good sensei, I stepped out of the way and I let it happen because it was helping them grow. It was helping them get the skills I wanted them to have. Is it how I would do it? Maybe it wasn't what I would have done, but who says that it can't be? And who says they're not getting the skills that I want them to have out of it? Who says they're not doing better because of that than how it would have been if I would have stepped in and tried to regiment it or something else? So sometimes take a step back and look and just see what's going on and see what sort of things you can encourage to continue. Things that are happening naturally, where people naturally are enjoying working with each other and they're putting more into it every time. And if nothing else, see if you can become okay letting it happen. What kind of things do you do to keep your dojo fun and interesting? What kind of things do you do to increase people's lives, the quality of life, the happiness, enhancing life, and erasing some of the parts of the day that maybe kind of sucked a little bit? What kind of things do you do? What are some of the most fun stories that you have had? Let me know. And tell me the stories that you've seen. I'd love to hear about it. I'd love to hear stories of the dojo. I think that's just one of the fun things sometimes that we get to collect a lot of great experiences. That's it today, short one, just something that was on my mind while we worked on this summer camp, and just wanted to get a chance to share that and remind you that, hell, if nothing else, it is summer, and get outside, smile, soak up some sun, and enjoy life. After 2020, we need this, so go do it. We'll hit some comments and then we'll wrap it up for the day. All right, this week's comments on the video on the way that I've changed how I teach kata. This comment comes from Bryce Baker, who says, I also appreciate the practice of going through the kata quickly and getting down to the principles and drills. My question for you would be, how do you do rank in your dojo? Do you test, and if so, what sort of requirements are there if not learning 1 or 2 specific kata? First answer is yes, I do test. Sometimes. I'm a firm believer in testing all the time, making constant assessment and refinement, and always evaluating. So for the first few ranks, especially the early ranks, I will test in class. I'll constantly be watching. I might have somebody show me something, this or that, just on different days, and ask other students or senpai or whatever to look and see what they think of what's going on with this student and how they're doing. So unbeknownst to them, and usually a bit of a surprise, at the end of a class one day, then I will have everybody sit in seiza and then bring that person or those people up one at a time and perform a bit of a promotion ceremony. So they get recognized, and it also kind of reinforces the idea that you should always be striving and making efforts, and also that you're making progress even when you don't think you are. Sometimes you don't think that you're doing very well or that you're making the kind of progress, and you don't always know what's being measured of you or how well you're actually doing. You might be doing way better than you think you are. We are our own worst critics. So those days can be kind of a fun and surprising thing for them, and I think it's really exciting to do it that way. I like doing it that way, at least for the early ranks, and it depends on the person. Sometimes a student needs to have the pressure of testing pretty early on to handle different parts of their character that we're working on. That's kind of separate from the knowledge. Around 7th or 6th and no later than 5th Q, testing is definitely a part of it. Having a dedicated testing time. Typically, it'll happen during a class time. The rest of the class will be working on something else, and pull someone aside and go through what they need to do. See what I need to see. As you get earlier in the ranks, then sometimes maybe that testing will be done more privately. I don't do a big grading day or big group gradings. I don't really do that. I believe testing should be for the individual and is a really good time to measure what you've been able to teach them. See if there are holes in their knowledge or things that they're lacking that are my fault, right? A lot of the testing is for the instructor, an opportunity to see what you have given. And if you see things that they're missing, it's not always because they're missing it. It's usually because we just haven't spent the time on it or even spent any time on it at all. And so it's good to make those kind of assessments. When you see the progress you want to see in a person, then realize that they're lacking here or there, little things that you just haven't given them yet. I believe in the pressure of testing and that having to go through the process is important. They do still have to know kata. You're learning it all the time. Look at the way that it is. Every single class you're doing kata. And then you're spending all this time, starting at the beginning, you're spending all this time on the application, the bunkai, the pragmatic skills and drilling and sparring. All of that stuff is really critical. And those are things that I want to see. So you're doing that all the time. And later you're getting the biomechanical refinement, the performance part of the art, making sure the kata is polished and looks well and that you're really tying things together. So by now you have done all of the motions many, many times for every kata. You've spent a lot of time developing an understanding of the knowledge and the principles and the combative attributes of what's happening in a kata through the drilling and that sort of thing, and then attaching it to the kata the next time you do it. And then you've spent time refining the kata itself. So this is happening first for the first kata, the second kata, third kata, right? So while you're learning the pattern of each kata all the time, you're learning the material of the kata in order. You're starting, in our case, with the kyons and working up. Because of that, it is still possible for me to test on a specific kata or set of katas at a rank and have you show me that, demonstrate it, spar it, drill it, do all the things that we expect to see in that testing, even though it feels like maybe you haven't specifically set time aside the way that maybe I used to learn the kata. I actually like this much better. I think it is a much more well-rounded approach to the testing, and it gives a lot more value to the kata requirements, because it's not just can you do the kata anymore, it's do you have everything about that kata? Can you show me how that kata impacts the way that you fight and handle situations and solves problems, your power development and all of these understandings of the history and the language and all of that. It's all part of the testing. I don't know, Bryce, I'm glad that you asked this question because I think I find it interesting to hear how other people manage their testing and that sort of thing. So hopefully people find it interesting hearing how I do it, especially after hearing that I've changed so much about the way that I approach kata. Hopefully it was interesting to you guys. Maybe I'll do a video at some point about the actual testing process and how I do it, what I look for, and kind of how I approach it and feel about it. If it's something you guys are interested in, let me know, and maybe I'll put something like that together. In the meantime, Bryce, thank you so much for your comment, and I guess we'll go close out this one. Okay, that's it. That's what I got. Fun, enjoyment, and a little bit of 4K karate. If you like what I'm doing, if you like these videos, you could subscribe to the channel right here. You can catch a playlist of these videos right here, and a couple of videos you might like right here. I'm Ken, this is kenfuTV, and I'll catch you in the next one.